Good evening and welcome to the program at the nighttime heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. We sincerely apologize for coming on late. That was due to some technical problem beyond our controls. But rest assured, we are on now. So we're hoping that you can share the show, share the live video, share the show so that your friends, your relatives, your friends, your loved ones can also be part of the program tonight. And of course, tonight promises to be very interesting. You know what will come last? That's yesterday, but unfortunately, the slot was allotted to the almost 3-4 hours interview of the Minister of Finance. And of course, so today, I'm sure we'll begin with some of the things that the Minister of Finance talked about. You know, yesterday he rapped on the economy, also disclosing that harmonization has been reversed at some government institutions. Well, we're going to talk about that, the benefits of that, if at all, that is actually a reality. And the DA, the LACC, and the GSC and other institutions are now benefiting from the reversal. So we talk about that tonight as well. And of course, also, the Senate has rejected the request by Senator Edwin Melvin Snow requesting that the Senate summon His Excellency Joseph Imabowaka to provide breakdown of these 70 jobs claim, 70% or 70,000 job claims, that the executive mansion spoke about. Snow wanted the Senate to invite the president, but the Senate's colleagues. But we'll talk about that tonight as well. And of course, also, I know you heard about this town demolition. It's sparking lots of claims and counterclaims. We'll talk about that as well. And of course, one person who served as representative in that district was Akaros Moses Gray. You will join us, that is at 8:30 tonight. We'll talk about the issue and also national issues. The former president, His Excellency George Manawia, and his wife have stepped in. And they said what they're going to help the victims. Is it basically on humanitarian grounds, or is it just seeking another political capital? We're going to talk about that as well. Let me welcome our guests quickly, and then I'll tell you about the new flavor we're about to add. Today marks the inauguration of a 4-week, that is FULL, 4-week presentation of the nighttime heat. That is, will be on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Let me welcome my panelists quickly. Dave Benedictus Rasmus Namutaba, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sabad, and good evening, everyone. Good evening also to Moses. I don't know what is evening time in Delaware or this afternoon time, but Moses, if you're there, good evening. Josh Kennedy, I understand you're not joining us because of poor health, and so I hope you get well soon. Edwin, welcome.
Edwin, welcome. I thought you jump over me. Are you the host now?
Thank you, Slumber, and good evening to our listening public.
That guy name is Sobo, not Slobo. Sobo, S-O-R-B-O-R, Sobo.
The way you pronounce it in the Southeast, I pronounce it.
All right, you know what? Just call me Rock. Moving forward, just call me Rock.
Okay, Mr. George. Good evening, Mr. George.
Is Moses on now? Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad again to be here as always tonight, and to go into our various topics and other national issues as always. Thank you.
Okay, welcome, Edwin, and again we want to announce that one of our panelists, George Kennedy, is not too well. George, we're hoping that you can get well soon, so you can join us tomorrow. Yes, just get well tonight and then join us tomorrow, George. We'll be praying for you. I know Prince Kripla will shortly join us. Prince is trying to lock in. Likewise, Moses Sandy is trying to lock in. So, gentlemen, what we're going to do tonight first is to open the lines for our people. That's the new flavor now. I'm going to add to the nighttime heat. I know how people sometimes They got their own issues that bothering them. We'll open the lines from 8 to 8:20. So I suggest hear from them. And on Prince, let me welcome Prince quickly. Prince, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sobo. It's a pleasure to be here. And let me also say hi to Mr. Famule.
Thank you, Prince.
Okay, now, so let me try to announce the numbers. Listeners, beginning today and moving forward, we'll have to open the lines for you so that at least you can tell us what is on your mind. Just be civil, be respectful, just be tolerant. Liberia belongs to all of us. We have to talk Liberia until Liberia can get better. And gone are the days, that we took guns against one another. We can't do that anymore. And that's the reason why today we are still lagging behind countries like Ghana, gaining, Sierra Leone. They are all, prospering and moving forward because we brought guns against each other. So we are still lagging behind today. Yes, I agree that 20 years back, 15 years back, but it has its own implication. The ripple effect that's affecting us today. So let's try to open the lines and hear from you. What is it on your mind for some few minutes? 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. Or better still, 0886 050507. Again, 0886 050507. Or the alternative line, 0776 540 987. Let's take the first call on the line quickly.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Let's hear from you.
This is Mario calling from the power of Newtown.
Let's hear from you, Emil. What's on your mind?
My point is, they are doing bad in Ghana. People buy the market from posterior, they enter posterior door and take people market. You're taking people from the street, you now got to jump into the people. People run away from you, you leave them and go back. But the fighting to go on the street, it's very bad.
Okay.
But you can live that down because the market is going to be very, everybody can have the in the market daily.
Okay. Okay.
Let us try putting in place and start promoting our
Okay, many thanks. He's concerned about I think police or the city police. Yeah, moving about and taking properties belonging to market women. Let's hear from this caller quickly. Good evening.
Hello, Saba.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you.
So, man, got to appreciate you for this program because many times this is national science goes on this 17. I'm calling you now. I've been telling you always the program should continue because we are your follower. We listen to the program here in radio here. Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
God bless you.
Many thanks. You can share the show. Kindly share the show. Share the live video on the. You can share if you want to watch online. Just tap Nighttime Heat on your Facebook page, and of course you can follow the show and also share the live video. Besides, you can also watch the show on YouTube. That is, just tap Nighttime Heat, and of course you're going to follow the show and watch the show and enjoy the show tonight. We'll be going 4 weeks moving forward. That today marks the inauguration of that. Every day you're going to hear the Nighttime Heat on your radio. Let's try to take a more calls quickly. I want to hear from you. What is on your mind? 0778 460 793. Again, 0778 460 793. Or better still, 0886 050507. Again, 0886 050507. That's the number to call, and you are live. Besides, you can still also call the alternative line, 0776 540 987. Again, the alternative line, 0776 540 987. Call us and let's hear from you. This segment of the program is for you. We want to hear from you. What is it troubling you? What is it trending on your mind? What is it that you want to talk about? Let's hear from you because, oftentimes we discuss up to 10:30. Sometimes we don't give you the opportunity. This is your time. This segment, we decided that, we introduce this segment for you so that you can be able to call us and tell us what's on your mind. Again, the number to call 0778 460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. Or better still, 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. That's the numbers to call and to our live. And besides, we have your alternative line, 0776-540-987. Again, 0776-540-987. Apparently, you don't want to call, just text, and of course, we're going to, or you can make your comment on why you are watching the line, and of course, we're going to read your comment for you and hear what's on your mind, what's troubling you, what's blocking your mind, what's continuing to make you feel uneasy. Let's hear from you. Is it the economy? Is it the issue of electricity? Because we have some people now complaining in some quarters about electricity. Anytime we talk about electricity, my man Andrew will give me eyes because he went there. Is it an issue of roads? So let's hear from you. Is it a government's performance? Is it that you have problem with, or you want to commend the government for? Let's hear from you tonight. I want to hear from you. We got a few minutes. 0778-460-793. Again, 0778-460-793. Better still, 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. That's the numbers to call. And of course, you'll be live on the program. I want you to share the live video as well. That's the nighttime heat. Right there. This is the only program that's not boring. Just 2 hours, 30 minutes. We are through with you. You can rest now and sleep. We don't go up to 12 o'clock to take part of your sleep. We don't do that because we feel it's just public nonsense. We can not going to violate your rights. You have the right to sleep. So we will give you the opportunity to sleep. 0778-460-793. Or better still, 0886-050507. Again, 0886-050507. But Tabo, let me hear from you. You listened to the previous caller about the issue of marketers, especially in the Douala community or red light, taking them off the street, and also running after them, running behind them, and taking a goose from them. So what do you think?
I of bad guys or unscrupulous fellows who are part of the Monrovia City Corporation or the security force of the Monrovia City Corporation. Look, taking people out of the street doesn't mean that you should violate their rights. Mm-hmm. I've seen that so many times, not only during this regime.
Okay, let me take this caller quickly. Okay. And then I'll come back to you quickly. Let's take this caller, and then I'll come back to you. Good evening. Good evening. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, it seems like the caller is not ready.
Not only during the regime, from the days of Charles Taylor, Madam Salif, the Weir, the Boaka time, the city police officers, they've always behaved criminally, because I witnessed some of their actions in the street. Sometimes I make intervention, even though they say in other countries an obstruction of the work of the security forces, sometimes they can arrest you. But you can stand by and see few police officers taking people goods and they don't give an account of them. And I don't know whether the authorities at the Monrovia City Corporation care about what their men do out there in the streets. Mm-hmm. Besides that, if the government is trying to relocate marketers from the main streets or from the sidewalks, the government should provide an alternative. Don't sell on Broad Street, sell right here.
Okay,
don't sell.
Okay. Yeah, good evening. Let's hear from you quickly.
Good evening,
Yes, sir.
This is Emmanuel Dubois, calling from Shibor Brigade.
Let's hear from you.
I have a burning issue on my mind, especially what takes place today. We appreciate government for doing the room. But who is telling the people to come and do the room? They're infringing on our rights. For example, if you come to Zimbabwe, Mambo Plaza, you will see the infringement of the day to day. We are living in the community, we can't come come home because they came breaking the structure down, they left the structure and blocked the road. A couple of communities. Why is any outbreak of fire to how to ambulance come in? How to fire service come in? They should take that. And the captain, I don't think they're doing the work. Those thinking that they had a break, I don't think that who the captain of the construction have. They don't respect any human body. They're talking like we share with them. They're working the law, you know, critical what you say, don't say that you're direct with it, don't problem, but then you don't forget. Don't talk me, don't talk the full I want to say with you. Yes, I come into the government, no problem properly. They have flat all our cars on the street and we're in there. Why is something happening to the way? Whosoever could do the work with paper here?
Okay.
What will happen? This is the wrong way of doing things. Get information on the certain right.
Okay.
It's just that because of the situation, I would let it go. But it should take a lot of approach.
Okay, please don't take another approach. Okay, we hear your concern. Don't take another approach, please.
So the
Yes.
the SSAs of the MCC police officers, there are too many. You take people goods. Okay, David is selling sneakers, for example, on the sidewalk. David sees the city police officers coming, and David decides to run away from the city police officers. That means that there's some level of respect or obedience you've demonstrated right there. But you leave and run away of sneakers. They run behind you. They take the sneakers. The next few hours you go to them to retrieve your sneakers, they can give account of them. So the city police authorities need to really train your guys and regulate.
Okay,
their
let's
activities
go
out
there.
there. Yeah.
Okay, the call is off. When it comes back on, we'll put it on quickly.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's hear from you, Edwin.
Well, from the angle of the guy who called from the Douala area, yes, all of us have witnessed that. I think the issue of city ordinance and from the angle of the city police, I think it has been abused over time. Like my colleague readily said, the issue is not for you to go out there and be damaging people's market, taking their market and throwing it in the vehicle and doing all kinds of things. The issue is that if the person violates the law, there are penalties and fines that you can impose on them, rather than taking the person goods or damaging the person goods. And then, these things have to be properly regulated. And I think the problem with the Monrovia City Police, it has to be supervision and lack of command structure.
Yeah.
I've seen it many times wherein the guys just run behind people, take your goods, damage your stuff, and nobody to account. I don't think that's what you want. In fact, the other day I was driving going down, and then I saw a group of them in fleet a vehicle, threatening people that by Monday you can sell on the streets, you can't do that. Look, if you want to maintain the city ordinance, we are not saying that the people should sell in the street. Yes, the sidewalk are meant for people to walk, but identify a place where they can go to trade. In as much as the city corporation have not been able to do that, then it becomes difficult to be able to take people from the street.
All right, so let me hold you there and hear from Prince Crippler. Prince is on, right? Okay, Prince, let's get your take on this.
Sobo and the rest of the colleagues, I'd like to start from the fact that Davis's position and that of Formula's position, is distracts on key points. But what is more disturbing about their position is that rather than holding this government accountable, they want to drag past government into this arrangement. And that's a smart way. The folks who are in the Unity Party and also supporters of the Unity Party, whether they are journalists or not, they always want to spin things, right? For you to suggest that this is something that persisted over lots of administration, including the Weah administration, I think that's a blanket open statement, and it's a disservice to our people, because you will realize that when Weah government did similar, removal exercise in Red Light, they built the Omega market before going to Red Light to ask people to be removed. When the Weah administration went to Waterside to demolish the people table, they replaced those tables with iron sheets. That's what they did. You cannot be blaming the people for the unscrupulous manner in which the Monrovia City Corporation is exercising that identical arrangement. Once the city corporation is not able to hold any of her officers accountable, you cannot blame that only on the officers. The city corporation should take blame for that. I think it would be fair for all of us, if we are fair to the Liberian people, for us to hold the city corporation responsible for the conduct of our officers. You cannot hold an officer for an action that they committed with no action from the city government. The city government does not hold an officer account. It means that it is a policy of the city governments to brutalize the very people that they are supposed to be governing. And that's a real fact that we must face.
Okay. Do you share his view, Edwin?
Well, we don't want to politicize this thing to say where it's from the party or from the CDC. But I think what we said, it has been an age-old problem. What it was doing the WIA regime, what it was doing the Ellen Sirleaf regime, the Monrovia City Corporation officers have always been a rookie, And that's why I said there are issues of lack of command structure, that which has to be properly worked on. And this is not only happening in Monrovia, even the Painesville too, as well. We have the same issues coming from the Painesville City Police everywhere. So the idea is how can we be able to fix this thing so that it doesn't become a regime thing after regime?
Okay, but the thing is, we'll be taking our guest as soon as he joins us, the former Representative Moses Akaros Gray, and of course we'll be looking into the situation concerning
demolition.
The demolition. We'll be looking at that. But the thing is, gentlemen, this is a perennial problem. I don't know. City police officers, they are always known for that. Like said that way, and I string along with you. Often they will, run after our people and get them off the street. But the thing is, before even you can announce that there will be no selling on the streets or around the streets or wherever,
you must have already identified
an
alternative
for people to go. But when you don't do it like this, as a government, you just take any decision you want to take against the people, you are losing votes. Because some of those people, they may keep that against you. At the end of the day, they will reward you at the ballot box. So before, as a government, before you take a decision, make sure it's well studied, it's well calculated. You put all the necessary steps into place before you can take the decision, especially a decision that will affect the vast majority of the people. Like you just heard the other caller talking about how the contractors or those building the roads, how they are blocking the entrance to the homes. How do you do that? Because you are building, so you block the roads they're supposed to pass to go to the houses. How do you? Like you heard the guy saying that if they want to take another approach, they will take another approach. Because at the end of the day, you don't violate the rights of people. Where your rest starts is where all the right begins. So I'm hoping that our people can rather, sometimes when you talk, they say, "Oh, this person is anti." Nobody is anti. This government belongs to all of us. But we want the government to do the appropriate thing, the right thing. Then all of us will make sure to applaud the government. Then the government will receive the applauded that dues the government. But when you begin to affect the vast majority of our people by taking actions that are, inimical to their rights and to their benefits, then at the end of the day, it also falls back on you. Because the fallout, you will surely get the fallout at the ballot box. Gentlemen, we are waiting the coming in of as soon as he lock in, we'll make sure to put him on the line. Former Representative Akaros Moses Gray, he used to serve as representative in District 8, and there were the North East who want to stand. Okay, yes. But before that, let me just announce, Kale shared the show, wanted to share the live video, Like I said, nighttime heat will be coming your way every night. by God's grace, because you know God has everything. Every night we'll be on this platform. We'll be on Prime FM, and of course we're going to also extend to other radio stations. But we'll be also online, so that if even you are in the diaspora, you know you can just call, because I'm sure you watch the show on YouTube. If you want to watch, maybe you are not connected, just make sure you tap Nighttime Heat right on your YouTube platform, and you're going to watch the show. Or your Facebook, just tap Nighttime Heat and you're going to watch. Yeah, that way.
Yes, you know, as news people, there's something we call backgrounding.
Mhm.
You know, if you talk about the current day, you know, the current or unfolding developments, trending developments, sometimes you refer to the what happened before.
Mhm.
In journalism, they call it backgrounding. So it's unfortunate for Mr. Crippler to say, when we talk about the present, should have made reference to the past. And this is not about particularizing CDC or particularizing the Unity Party. We're only making reference that it happened during those regimes.
Mhm.
I'm not blaming the weird government. I'm not blaming the Unity Party for government, this other government. What I'm saying that, as someone says, it's a perennial problem. And I also mentioned that the state authorities need to be taking action and regulating their guys, how they operate out there. So let's forget about the CDC United Party thing. So if Mr. Crippler don't come to this show with the United Party CDC thing, these are our views, independent views that are expressing. If you have yours, express yours and counter ours. But stop branding people, stop categorizing people about United Party and CDC. These are our views, our independent views that are expressing, with no intention to disparage or downplay any political party, sir.
And
Oh,
and,
yes.
and
So can I?
Adam,
Come in.
just to,
Prince.
you know, just
You
to
come
add up,
in.
just to add up, as you know, he said, look, Prince, between 2028 and 2029, that's the political season. So when we come here, if you want for us to discuss CDC and UP, we give you all of the time to be able to discuss that. If we right now, what we're speaking on issues that are affecting our people. Now, to the guy who called from, you know, the Simple Bridge area, he struck a very important point that we all supposed to now, you know, amplify out there. Like he said, what happens if there's a fire outbreak tonight in that community? Do you know how many life and property will be
Destroyed?
Yes, because there's no access road leading to the community. So therefore, as we sit on these radios and try to speak to these issues, we need to amplify that. The Ministry of Public Works, in as much as you have independent contractors that are doing these roads, you need to have people to monitor them, to make sure that they are not violating people's rights, because it is the people's right for Eastman for them to be able to move from one point to another. If you go there because you say you're facing road and you block the road, if there's an incident in that place that takes away the people's lives and property, you be held liable.
Sure.
So these are the things that we want to say. Look, when we get ready for CDC and UP, we would
Okay, let me hold you there.
get there.
Very shortly, we'll welcome Representative Moses Zacharias Gray, but let's hear from Prince Crippler quickly.
So it's important to note here to Mr. Tawe and my brother Famule that we don't come with the intention of making this show a CDC and Unity Party conversation. This is a platform to discuss issues of burning national concern in our country. But when you spill your argument, rather than speaking about the current failed system, and you want to drag the CDC administration, you want to drag the former Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration, it is just important for people to make some clarification, right? So we're talking about the brutal manner in which the Monrovia City Corporation or the Ministry of Public Works is carrying on their activities at the various marketplaces. And then somebody come up and say, look, this has happened during weird time. I mean, that's the same scenario, but and we are did it too. And so we have to demystify that. We have to provide clarification to that. So if you don't want to hear United Party CDC when you're making your argument, argument that structure around the current administration, speak to them. But you don't indict other administration issues that they don't want being indicted. Then we will have to provide the necessary clarification, and that's what we're doing.
Okay. All right, Moses, let's come in quickly. Let's welcome you to the program, and then after which we can welcome a Representative Gray, our guest tonight. Let's hear from you, Moses.
Yes, thanks, guys. Let me say thanks to every one of you. Let me say hi to the former representative, Carlos Gray. Honorable Gray, this is my first time interacting with you via social media. I've heard about you, read about you. So let me welcome you to the Nighttime Heat. My colleagues in studio, I want to say hi to every one of you, the techs in the background. Thank you for all the good you continue to do for our country. It is indeed a pleasure to be back.
All right, many thanks, Moses, and many thanks. And Moses, we've introduced a new flavor, to the program. Between 8 to 8:20, we'll be hearing from our people, because often we talk until up to the end of the program. Sometimes we don't give them opportunity. So this time around, we're going to give them opportunity when the show begins. From 8 to 8:20, we hear from them and do some analysis about some of the concerns that they have. So that's the new flavor we've added. Let's try to welcome our guest tonight, Representative Moses Akaros Gray, a man who served in District Number 8.
Yeah.
Okay, where the noise is coming from as we speak. Currently, we have Prince Toll, Representative Prince Toll. Try getting in touch with Prince Toll. 2-3 days now. His phone rings endlessly. Let's start with what we used to say. His phone will ring endlessly. No answer. We don't know why. I think he doesn't want to just take our call. And also, we've been trying to establish contact with Mr. Eric Nangbe, who understand has claimed he has his place. But let's try to play some of the. We'll welcome Representative Green, and later on play the last. I will play one of the videos where victims of the demolition were chanting that they don't want Toll anymore, Representative Toll anymore. Let's try to play a video. Let me welcome Representative Akaros Gray first, and then we'll play the video quickly, and then we'll get our discussion started. Representative Gray, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Sabo, and the rest of the panelists. It's a pleasure to be on your program. This is my first appearance. I hope I will do my best, and not only doing my best, but I being in the heat. You know, it's a nighttime heat. I hold the heat in the kitchen will not burn me. But I've come with sufficient coolant to ensure that I calm down the heat. So I'm open to taking any concern or any question to that. Just anything you want to ask, whether personal or non-personal on the issues or us have the issues. I think it's an opportunity that I have tonight to narrate my own story and narrate the story of the Mali Coalition for Democratic Change.
Okay, so let's try to again welcome you, viewers, wherever you are. You want to watch online, just type Nighttime Heat on your page, your Facebook page, or your YouTube channel, especially you in the diaspora. Just type Nighttime Heat, and of course you subscribe, and you're going to follow the show. You're going to get the notification anytime we come on. You get the notification to watch the show online. We want you to share the live videos so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow on what is happening tonight. Like we said, Nighttime Heat going to be a weekly now, daily. Let me put it that way. Nighttime Heat will come on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Thursdays. I will be on your radio on Pram FM. I will try to establish contact with all radio stations in rural Liberia and urban as well, and that's going to happen in the shortest possible time. Let's try to play this tape quickly and get our discussion on course.
This is it. We are here live on the grounds of the Capitol building. And of course, if you are just joining us, we like to say very pleasant good morning, good afternoon, folks. This is a very peaceful protest initiated by the residents of the Satan community in District Number 8. hold the placard.
The speaker said we should come here this morning.
Why are you guys here?
We here because every Nangbe took our property away from us.
Who is Irene Nangbe? You care to disclose to the media. Who is Irene Nangbe? Thank you so very much. Keep watching, keep sharing this live broadcast as we communicate this Tuesday morning. Today is February 2026. In case you just joining us, keep sharing, folks, and tell us where you watch. So this is it. There are so many Liberians watching you guys. Well, it's a sound system. Moses Tini, the police just arrived.
Okay, so just excerpts from the scene there today. Let's hear from you, Representative Moses Akarasbury. You served in that district before. Those people who are now in distress, those people who are unhappy, those people who are not joyful and going through what they are going through currently, so painful. Have you been able to do your own due diligence to know exactly what happened and what you think can be done? Let's hear from you whether you visited the scene and you spoke to the people and able to gather exactly what happened.
Actually, that place has a history. For 12 years, when I served as a representative, one of the strongest things that I did was to represent the people adequately. There are three cardinal functions: representation, oversight, and lawmaking. I ensure that no matter what the situation, whether a situation went to the court, whether it was governance neglect, I stood with the people. I left Satan before, on the 5th Street exactly, right near where the situation has taken place. On 3 separate occasions, we thwarted all efforts to dislodge those people in 12 years. How did we do that? We negotiated. At one point in time, one of the areas that was put in fence, what did I do? The very area number we negotiated with him, and settlement was made to the tenants and to the owner of property or mini squatters. And those who had their legitimate deeds, I told him it would be wise that you don't touch their properties. So that's where they stopped at that point in time. In fact, the church that was there, the school, everything was to have gone. And I stood my grounds. And I will tell you this, I was very clear on certain occasions. Or one occasion that we could not negotiate, in fact, I went there physically. And I said, we got to resist this. The kids are in school. This is rainy season. We can't allow that to happen. I know Eric. I don't know him to be a bad guy, to be frank with you. I don't need to be a reasonable person, but I thought the current representative neglected his cardinal function to have negotiated properly, to have the people properly informed, to call the community to a meeting, the group of people, and have conversation with them. Instead, he took money, kept stalling, and the destruction took place. And what is appalling about this destruction is that the school was damaged with kids who in 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and so on. Not just the church, but the school was damaged. People were taken out of their home as early as 6 a.m. in the morning with a lot of sheriff and heavily backed by the police. People will say that private property. I agree. Maybe 10 families for the entire Memorial. Some of you don't know this, but I know the history of some of these things. From Joseph Jingira was there, like Mama Point, Joseph Jingira was the head of Richard Red Johnson, for example. They claim the entire War One community, they play opposite the Capitol building, including the University of Liberia. I was a lawmaker when it came to break that place down. The Supreme Court has a ruling on that place. I told them that was unacceptable. The human aspect has to be considered. You're going to dislodge 10,000 persons. So we had a conversation on that. So many areas in the district, not just 5th Street or Satan community, not just the Wellwen community, but the entire Jalastan. The Jalas family claimed that they own Jalastan. They came to my office once upon a time with a deed. Even the place Princeton is building that skill, the guy complained to the speaker that I hijacked their property. I said, no, the community has that property. So technically from Raspberry Valley, in fact, Slavery School, if you don't know today, I just wanted to say this, that our family claims Slavery School, they should have broken that entire place down, including the football field. We had to pay for it. The Raleigh market, the Jokwetown market, we call it Nancy Bido market in the Cinco area. Another power family, I think Councilor James, Mirror, something like that, used to be on Radio Monrovia. Okay, President said he had to pay some money. We negotiated for that. So government has a responsibility not just on eminent domain, but under the Constitution to shelter, to protect its citizens, and even protect them to go to school. So when you break down such a place, what about thousands of persons being displayed? The government has to come in. It's not about whether it's a privately owned area or not. Ellen did that. When Mona Peno, representative for District 9, opposite Sam Barbecue, okay, when you pass by 24th Street there, they broke that entire place down one rainy day, and children were crying. I told Mona, you got to seek a president, you got to talk to her, and she will have in a direction to compensate to the government. So the legislature should use not just his representation, but his oversight in the legislature to cater to the welfare of the people. That is appalling. That is terrible. That is disastrous and good. You listen to one of the ladies, I don't know whether you have the tape when they went to the court recently yesterday. She said, well, all indifference with me, I intervened. Okay, and we stopped the people. One morning I had to go down there with short transfer. Where I am, I had to leave where I am, the house I am now. To go there with short transfer and talk to the people. Unfortunately, it's unfortunate that leadership in my mind was not demonstrated. And the government saying this kind of situation, 2 hours have passed, 3 days, and they cannot come to the aid of those people. The government should be coming to the aid of the people. There's no aid in that.
Okay. I think you spoke very well. Let's begin to pose questions to you now. Let me ask my second question, and then later on we'll go around the table. You said that this issue came up again when you were in office at the time as representative. Now, what was do you know any ruling from a court that has given ownership to Mr. Eric Nangwe? And if so, what did you do at the time, you and others, that prevented Mr. Nangwe or that discouraged Mr. Nangwe from taking the action that was taken in recent time? If you did know, right?
So I think I answered the second component of the question, but that place have been claims and counterclaims. Let me say this to you. The Payne family from Gene Springs Payne, one of the former presidents of the United States of America, the family claimed that area, okay, to the late Jesse Payne as administrator. The Johnson family to Link or Hero Richard Red Johnson claimed that area. In fact, they claim an area from the University of Liberia. Okay, they also claim that area. Many of the people that interacted with and seen their deed, the two families that went to court, the Johnson family won the case. And the Johnson family has sold some of the properties in that area. There's some land area as far back as the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s. But again, the double cross after winning the case to sell the land again to another group. So I think that's where Eric Nangwe falls in, from what I think. Okay, I'm not very exact on that. That's where it comes. But when Eric Nangwe came under my time, when they came to break down the area, I went in and we stopped the destruction of the area, the breaking down, and we negotiated and we had a settlement with some of the people in the specific area. But I did not know, let me be frank with you, that the property extended beyond 2 acres. I didn't know, because where I intervened initially was less than an acre. Okay, so there was settlement done, there was interaction. Some homes were not broken down because they said they had indeed those who were squatting, for example, and those who were renting, payments were made to them through Mr. Nangwe. I can speak to that directly. I think on this one, Mr. Nangwe then provided money to the lawmaker, which I think was an error. And the lawmaker himself did not report to the people. He knew that there was destruction coming. He said in one of our chat rooms, look, I talked to the chairman. Talking to the chairman is insufficient, and the chairman has not confirmed or denied. But the fact of the matter is, you have called the community people to a meeting. You should have appealed for time for them, just in case. You should listen to their plights and listen to their concerns and listen to what they have, whether some people have legitimate concerns. So you could take them to the court. You could go along with them to the court to stand with them. That's the people you represent. Because you cannot represent the landmark. I will always joke the senator and say senators represent the landmark. But the representative represent the people. That's why they say representatives of the people. They didn't say the senator, no. The senator represents the landmark. People come to the representative. So the representative did not demonstrate leadership. I'm not here to bomb off in, to be frank with you. But the fact of the matter here is that I am concerned. And my concern is the intervention of the government into the matter. And how did I handle it? I handle it through negotiation, using my oversight, using my own political manipulation and influence to stand with the people, no matter what was the situation, whether they were squatters, whether they were owners, whether they were tenants, we stood along with them. And that was my function. That's what I was elected for, one of my cardinal functions.
Okay, thank you, Representative Gray. I know we should go across the table, but again, listeners and viewers, you are watching the Nighttime Heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. We are streaming live on our YouTube page. That is the Nighttime Heat YouTube page, or our Facebook page as well, the Nighttime Heat Facebook page. You want to watch the show online, just tap Nighttime Heat either on your YouTube or your Facebook. And of course, you're going to watch the show tonight. We are also streaming live on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Again, Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. And we have as guest former Representative Moses Zacharias Gray. You know, he served in District Number 8, where all the noise about demolition is coming from. We try by all means trying to connect with current Representative Prince Toll. Unfortunately, his phone rang endlessly. No answer. Likewise, we try getting in touch with Mr. Erica Nangwe. The same. Gentlemen, let's go across the table quickly. Dave Benedictus, now we start. Well, let's hear from you.
You know, Honorable Greg, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, okay, they say I'm David Tagwe. You know, what is obvious here that Prince Tolls, despite what all you claim you did for your people, all the advocacy, all the interventions, despite all what you claim you did in the district, the people of the district voted you out and voted in Prince Tolls. That is to suggest that you became unpopular with the people you served at that time. So, I mean, as I sit and listen to you, and I believe that others out there listening to you, you know that, look, the question they ask is great, genuine. What he say, is he genuine? Is he really feeling for the people whose homes have been demolished? I mean, this is the kind of question. If people wondering whether you genuine or you just being political because you want to come back. Prince Toll beat you yesterday, so you want to sell yourself, want to show that you love the people so much and not Prince Toll, so they can vote you back to the seat of that district during the next election. That I understand that you want to contest again.
Tagwe. The first thing when you say unpopular, I'm one of the most popular young men in the country history. I take full responsibility for my defeat. I consider the defeat of 83 vote difference. I did not contest, even there was some discrepancy. I respect the decision of the people. I know why I got defeated. I take responsibility for that.
You let us share that with us, why you are defeated?
I know. Let me answer the question first. Then we'll share that. I will share that with you. It could be your second question. So my stance for people, you know my history. In fact, you have interviewed me most, along with Samuel George, of all the panelists on the show tonight, the both of you. You know my advocacy. People call me general, not necessarily just because of Zacharias Gray. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. When I stood with the people, I did not compromise. No, This is just Akaro's grade. Even in opposition, I'm still fighting on. In the absence of not being a lawmaker, I'm still fighting on. That's my nature. To demonstrate that, those who even voted against it and demonstrate and went to the Capitol building and went to the Temple of Justice. Listen to that interview. You're a journalist, I can send you the interview. They were very clear that no matter what the situation, no matter what were the differences that stood for them. So it's not about wanting to come back. No, it's not about that. And I can tell you, if they're wanting to come back, maybe the entire country will register in district if because of Akaro's grade. Because they missed me in the legislature, and you know what I can do. But I didn't come to blow my own trumpet. I've come because I'm concerned about the welfare of the people. I'm always concerned about them. And because I was concerned about the welfare of the people, that's why that place was not demolished in 12 years under my administration. That's why it demonstrated leadership. So no, it has nothing to do with whether Gray want to contest or whether Gray doesn't want to contest. In fact, I've not been involved into the district politics. 2 years. I did represented them on the honeymoon period. But with the current prevailing situation and people calling me and crying, I'm a leader, I'm a national leader. I have a responsibility, I'm an advocate too. So that's why I'm standing up. I'm not standing up because I need a job in district number 8. 12 years, I can tell you for sure, I defeated Princeton twice. Overwhelmingly, good majority in 2 elections, not him, but all of the candidates. If the TD vote, I take responsibility and I walk and live with that. If you call the difference in the TD vote to be unpopular, then so be it.
So my second question, why were you defeated?
It's a brilliant question. I take responsibility. The first cardinal reason, and that's the overwhelming reason that I know. I didn't want to contest. I wanted to work in the executive branch of government. I wanted to test the executive branch of government. I've had a thought wanting to work in the 3 branches of government at different occasions in my life history as a politician, even in the judiciary at a point in time. Okay, so I informed the district people that I wasn't contesting. So people in my institution, all our friends got together to say, look, Gray, at the late hour, you got to recontest because we need someone like you in the legislature. We need that balance of power. You know, you can help the institution, you can help the governance process. You are legislatively inclined. So, yeah, then I made that decision. But then many of the people have made a decision. Gray was not running. Many of them made a decision, some migrated from the district. If you look at the history of District 8, the 2005 and 2011, we had a higher number of registered voters in Liberia, not just in Montreal. Okay, 2017, we came a little bit down, but between the 1st to the 5th, if you look at the record. But then 2023, we were the least registered number of persons in Montserrat County as a district. It was unprecedented. I mean, there was mass migration of the people outside of the district. And that mass migration actually affected me. And I take responsibility for that. I don't run away from that because I should have done it earlier. And it's a privilege for this program to know that. I've not said it anywhere before, but to say it tonight, that's the major cause. And
okay, my final question, sir.
No. You only have,
only have 2 questions.
You only have 2 questions.
I won't ask the money.
You can ask one question. Give me a chance now.
No, ask the other question. So you can, we have as guest the former representative Moses Akaro's Gray. Can they share the show, share the live videos so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow what's happening tonight on the nighttime heat? Okay, Edwin, you can come in.
Moses, where?
Yeah, hi, Edwin.
What's up? How you doing, man? You know, I sat there listening to you, and you know that I lived in that district before. You know, when I was there, you and I many times interacted, read, around the Satan feast. So I'm witness to most of the things that you just said. You know, the first event I remember was where they used to have the old Echo Bank.
Exactly.
Right? Yes. And again, the same Eric Nangbe name surfaced again. I was there one morning. You went there. I saw the confrontation and the back and forth trying to appeal on our behalf. But I think what is missing here, and you are a lawmaker, I think we need to sit back and look at the whole issue of land conveyance in our country. Because if care is not taken, that could be the next source of conflict in this country. Like you rightly said, the property in our area has been contested many times from different families. One group coming here, one group saying so. And I think some of the mistake that you guys made, who were leaders of the people, was that at a point in time, there's something in the law called adverse possession, meaning that the people have sit on the land for more than 20 years, openly, notoriously, knowing it by everybody. Definitely the law supposed to allow them ownership to that property. But just, you know, and I feel for them, you know, like you rightly said, I think at this point in time, even if the court has...
Are you making
ruled,
comment or you
no,
ask a question?
I'm going to ask him. I just...
Yeah, but you can't be...
Even-
your preamble can be long with that.
Even,
You can have a long preamble. Yeah.
even if the court had ruled against them, there was the inner part, you know, to this whole aspect. You as a former lawmaker, are you ready or willing to go to the court to say that, look, these people have lived on this land for this length of time, so I think therefore they can actually own this land based on the law that we have on our book on an adverse possession? Are you looking at that?
Edwin, let me publicly disclose. Edwin is my cousin.
And that's what can join
We don't.
But then you've Edwin's compromised.
We don't support the same
Edwin's
political
already compromised.
position, and we have not supported the same political leader in the history of the country at any point in time. We hold our indifference on issues, but we respect each other. But Edwin asked a very important question, Edwin. The adverse possession, that's why they are going to court for. And I spoke to Councillor Garrison Yelu, and I told them that they have to meet him. If they have the time, they can meet him tomorrow or anytime, because they said they have some other lawyers, so that he can help free of charge in that direction. That's what I said. That's one of the best ways to go through the process. You have some deed, the same family sold it to you before. Administrator came, he sold it to another person who is not the family member, or telling the family that sold it a long time, somebody died. Okay, but at the St. Johnson family, then another man became administrator. He didn't recognize that, he didn't respect the fact that the Johnson family sold this place already. He himself came and sold it, then he passed away too. Okay, as an administrator. So adverse possession, the lawyer should be looking into that, and I advised them in that direction. Yes, I did advise them in that direction.
All right, thank you.
You got a second question?
No.
Okay, Moses Sunday, can you come in? But before you come, again, let's share the show, share the live video. We have as guest Representative Moses Akaros Gray. He served as representative before in District Number 8, where the noise is coming from regarding the demolition exercise that took place. And of course, made several persons are homeless. We are asking him as to his version. We try and get in touch with our representative Prince Toll. He's from Rank Ellerslie for 2 days now. He chose not to answer. There are some allegations against him as well. We also try getting in touch with Mr. Eric Nangwe, but I'm thinking Nangwe is trying to connect with me because I'm getting signal of that. Let's hear from you quickly, Moses. Your question to your colleague Moses Akaros Gray.
Coincidentally, all over you and I share the same first name. Once again, let me say welcome to the nighttime heat. I want to piggyback on the question from Mr. Target. You know, there are people who may be saying that, well, you know, Honorable Great things that this is the perfect opportunity to make a comeback politically. And people who listen to you, your initial statement was that the current representative, if I may quote you, neglected his responsibility. The current situation which they are dealing, you attributed that to the failure of the current representative to execute his responsibilities. Do you understand that this matter is a stable matter? And if you say yes, how then does this become a neglect on the part of the lawmaker? Explain that for us.
A good question, a very good question. people can think the way they want to think, but the people have called upon me, and that's public record. Okay, people have asked, how can I add my voice to this? It's a civil matter. We all respect the court's decision. I respect Ire Namwe a lot. He's a friend of mine. I mean, publicly disclosed it. I've been knowing him even before I became lawmaker. Even before I became lawmaker, I've been knowing Ire. Ire is a nice guy. If he has changed, it's another thing. But I have interacted with Ire like I did before. That's what I did. Okay, and somebody talk about the EcoBank scenario here. We were breaching Jetty and another group. I would have interacted with him. I would have had a conversation with him. And not just a conversation with him, but I would have gone into the community and meet the people and sit and talk to them as a group. That's where I think the representative fail, because when you show concern for your people, when they are in distress, when they are in need, you have to demonstrate leadership no matter what the situation is. Did he do that? He didn't do that. But guess what? You for the speaker to tell the people, say, come to the Capitol building and petition your lawmakers. If they knew that the people could petition the lawmakers, why didn't our lawmaker lead the process before the demolition? So what are they going to do in terms of intervention? Is that political? That the people went to the Capitol building today to petition the lawmakers to intervene into the process, though they said they didn't want their own lawmaker around because they feel neglected, and they voted overwhelmingly. They voted for their lawmakers in our era. Even in the CDC, they now women they win that place. The Unity Party won a lot of votes there. Okay, so it's not about party issue. It's about those people. It's about those kids that have stood for before, that have intervened before. So yes, the answer is clear. I had negotiated. If it meant that I would go on my knees to talk to the people who had done that, if it meant that I would go to court to counter what is unfolding, I would have done that. Now you talk about as repossession. Okay, but yes, we negotiated skillfully, and there was no noise at the end of the day. And thank God somebody on the show who are opposed my own political ideology, but do occurring to me, has said he's a living witness to what we did there.
Okay, thank you.
So, but one more question, please. You use a very strong phrase, eminent domain. Eminent domain comes in place when the state, it gives the state the authority to take private property and use it for economic development, construction of school, building of roads. So how do you relate that to a private matter? You use the word eminent domain or the phrase eminent domains. Help explain that for our people.
So just for example, somebody won a case in court. The government knows that taking the people out of that place, they're not ready to move anywhere. They don't have money, they don't have anything because the hardship in the country. The government can use what we call eminent domain, talk to the owner of that place or whosoever that won the case, compensate them and maintain the people there. The government can do that. The government can upgrade the living condition in terms of low-income homes for the people in that area. The government can do that. But guess what? There are kids out of school, and I make a public call to this government. Can you negotiate with CDB King, for example? Some of them in elementary school, there was an elementary school there. Can you negotiate with Morovia Demonstration Elementary School so they can be in school? Some of them have paid money to the private institution, the church school down there. The government needs to do something. The people, they have no sidewalk. People are sleeping on the sidewalk. You can take your camera there. I'm telling you, it's very pathetic. Other folks, other people, they have nowhere to go. The government can intervene to provide a temporary shelter for them and relocate some of them. Ellen did that. Joshua built low-income school in Popo Beach. When the sea was destroying that area, yes, people did that. Toba built and Stephen Toba Estate because he wanted to relocate West Point. It's not just breaking down people's property. Let me just say this to you, and I want to say this to you. I'm having a meeting on Friday with community dwellers. The government has come out to mark area from Slipway to Rasping Valley, all the way to Jarastan, and they had marked areas within Jarastan coming straight to Nan Street. You get 10,000 persons that may become homeless, claiming that those are alleyway. Same Labrador of 1847, those areas have never been touched. It was not added way that people came and just built on, they met there, there was development there. Since 1847, people bought those areas. They've never, government had never opened any area or letting involved. 10,000 persons. This morning, they sent an invitation to the people. 10 o'clock, they had a conversation with them. They have marked the entire area. They will be dislodged in 3 months from now. The government met them at the Ministry of Public Works. They asked whether they're going to compensate, and they said no. But let me say this to you. When Doe was opening the alleyway on Perry Street to pave the road, Doe paid the people off. When they were opening the area in Jalastan, Doe, they paid the people off in Jalastan. When Doe was building Slabway, coming to Rock Spring, building that road, they paid the people off. They did not just dislodge them. The government is on an obligation to protect these people, but they said they don't have money in the market area. So I have a meeting with the people. I want the people to go and petition the necessary functionaries of government peacefully, not in a protest. Go to the executive mansion, petition the executive mansion, ask the president to intervene. Go to the Ministry of Public Works, petition the Ministry of Public Works and say, look, we have nowhere to go, we have no homes. If we break down this area, we don't have money. Some of us don't even have anything. Our parents, generational born, take for example, what I grew up in Rasping Valley. We've been owning that place since 1971. Okay? That's where I grew up. So imagine that for somebody to come and break those places down, it's not about me. God has blessed me. But just imagine those 80 years, so someone said, where are they going? The government has no money in the budget to pave those roads, those alleyways that are in zero in the budget. They have not raised those funds. They said they have to open the alleyway to divert the traffic. Imagine that. Take your camera there tomorrow. Because the president wants to use from the executive mansion straight going to Oro area there as a presidential avenue so that they cannot delay the movement of a presidential motorcade. You notice when the president is going somewhere, especially all of the meaning 1 hour, people just waiting for the car to pass. So they want to use the street as a presidential street at the detriment and behest of the masses in the slums community. We're talking about Slabway. We're talking about Rock Spring Valley. We're talking about White Warwick. We're talking about Jalastan. We're talking about part of Satan. We're talking about Bronco community. We're talking about Jopatan. Then before we hit 9th Street community. Imagine the hardship. 3 months from now will be rainy season. They say we could bring the yellow machine. That's one of the work they want to do. Are they PF in the area? I'm not against development. But can the government compensate these people? Can they provide some money to them?
Okay. All right. I think you spoke on that. Moses, you through with your questions, right?
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure you through with your questions.
Go ahead.
No, you through now. You have opportunity to answer the 2 questions.
Can I do a follow-up question?
I'm coming. We'll still go around. Let's go to Prince quickly. Prince, quick you coming to ask your questions.
So, Sobo, I'm waiving question. I will comment because I think Honorable Gray has sufficiently provided information on the subject matter and have responded to significant of the relevant questions that would have come on this matter. So I'm going to waive my question and then wait for the.
We'll give you less than a minute to make a comment.
So I should go ahead with my comment now.
You can go ahead with your comment. Less than a minute, please.
All right. Basically, I agree with Honorable Gray when he said that the government and the current representative feel on her responsibility. She neglected on her responsibility to ensure that the situation that the people, thousands of people in that community, are going through. I agree with him 100% on that. Because you see, the essence of the government is for the good of the people. Every sovereign government in every part of the world is constituted for the good and the interest of the people. So if I don't disagree that it is a court order that grant Ire Namwe the permission to demolish that place, but the government would have used her power, her executive power, to ensure that there's a negotiation with Eric Namwe and the people, so that the people are not made homeless as they are being made homeless. Remember the SRDC
Okay,
question,
okay, okay. I think you exhausted your 1 minute. So
but I'm not laying on my I'm
no,
not
but you've said it. You exhausted already, Mr. Nangwe. Please, we have to observe time. Again, listeners and viewers, you are watching and listening to the Nighttime Heat. If you want to follow the show online, just again tap Nighttime Heat on your Facebook page or maybe your YouTube channel. We are also on YouTube, and of course, you're going to watch the show and also enjoy the show. We want to share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones, your partners can also follow what's happening tonight on the program. We are also streaming live on Prom FM Monrovia 105.5. Now,
Yeah.
I'm coming, then you can come with follow up. Okay, Mr. Gray, let me hear from you. I've been reading online some statement being attributed to you relative to accusation that the current lawmaker, the man who succeeded you, received some, I think, $50,000 or $60,000 to collaborate. In another word, to collaborate with Mr. Eric Nangwe, so as to carry out the demolition which has rendered our people homeless today. Are those write-ups, those posts about the accusations being attributed to you, are they really statement that you made? Can you confirm? Can you validate? Or can you deny them?
No, let me say this to you. I didn't accuse Eric Nangwe. I accused the representative. He's so off. I say that. And I take full responsibility for my statement. It doesn't matter any altercation that my statement may cause or any change. I don't run away. I don't shy away. I did not want to discuss
What's your reliance? What's your reliance?
Let me tell you this. I live in Monrovia. I know a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. Just how you are a journalist, you have your source. And to further demonstrate that, when I confronted the representative in one of the district chat rooms, and I said, look, you took some money. You've been given some money. You didn't give it to the people. Why? He just beat around the bush. The next day he announced $10.5 million after his demolition. What does that say? That yes, he took some money. And I'm saying to you, I want to be very blunt. The representative is compromised, not just on this subject matter that we are discussing tonight. You know, when you begin to take money from business people in the district, you can't stand for the people you know. Especially when you're making your detail as a representative to be going to the business people, from businessman to businessman, taking money, and you under declare to the people who, and telling the business people don't deal with the community leadership. Because every community, 22 communities have leadership. If they want to clean up their community, for example, they write the business entities in their areas. But this representative is saying that the people should not do business with these people. They should pass through him. Okay, that's a compromise by itself. How do you stand against these people? How do you speak of, for example, second, Orange, been in the street for a lot of time. You know my stance against Orange for reduction of the TDD. You know my stand against Orange for refusal to pay such charge. You know, almost got into a first fight with the leadership of Orange at a point in time. Okay, because we're standing for the people. When you put yourself in this compromised position at the end of the day, running from one business center to another business center, trying to extort and take money like on behalf of the people, and you give them peanuts and honor declare, how do you stand up for the people? This is a big compromise that I'm discussing. This is an extreme big compromise that I'm discussing. Even community leaders, some of the community leadership is very divided. We call it the District Development Council. Okay, they are extremely divided to the extent what the lawmaker is calling a group of the majority of people of the district leadership, CDC, District Development Council. You divided the people are heavily divided. You saw today. You saw the booing, you saw the cheering, you saw the insults. Okay, that's not good for leadership. It defaces the essence of the leadership. in the area. Okay, so there's a dangerous path. There's a extremely dangerous path. And what I say, I stand by it. If the representative is serious, he can go to court.
Okay.
You know, is the
Okay.
point. So,
Okay. Let's go with that. You say you stand by what you said. Dave, you can come in.
Yeah, my follow-up question is coming from the question Moses asked. And I heard Honorable Grace saying that the Public Works Ministry or the government has mapped some structures or houses in the Charlestown or Slipway area, suggesting that in the next 3 months, the government may demolish those areas. And that since 1847, no government has done that. The government is claiming that the areas where those structures are in the alleyway. Is Representative Gray or Honorable Gray, are you suggesting that since 1847, no government has removed those structures in the alleyway, so no government should take that action? Are you suggesting the name Liberia should be like since 1847, nothing should change, people should be in alleyways? Is that what you're suggesting? Or you try to politicize it to make some political gains?
no. I said on the show, if you listen religiously to me.
No, I listen to you.
I say I'm not anti-development. The government has no money in the budget to pave those areas that they are claiming are alleyways. Not a dime. The government is not prepared to do that.
How do you know that, sir?
Because I see the budget. Because I see the budget. I know the budget. Okay, you can hold the budget and look at the budget. It's clear. And I also know because the people went to a meeting, according to the people, the Minister of Public Works told them, that they don't have money to compensate them to leave the areas. But that's what I'm saying to you, David. David, these areas were built very long time. They didn't meet Ali to say there were roads there and they encroached on the road like other areas. No, that's not the case. The government, when these people are building, the government, even the Public Works Ministry, not getting, they have a responsibility to ensure how people construct. So people did not encroach on the alleyway as if to say it existed. No. It had never been seen that the government opened the area, the government told the people these are alleys, don't build on it. There's not encroachment I'm discussing.
Now government ready to clear them and build them.
There's not an encroachment. There's not an encroachment. If they had encroached on the alleyway that existed in the past, I would have said, okay, you knew that was alleyway and you encroached on it. But some of them today, they know that alley. Today, that the government marking the places. But that's where I come in. Am I against development? No. What does Samuel Doe do in the Slipway Belt? They pay the people off because they said one road to pass through the area. That's what the government do. But that's government using it under the pretext that alley. No, it doesn't necessarily the alleys. Because the government want to pass roads to a community that existed with all roads. Those communities have existed with all roads. Like coming to Raspin Valley beyond GWGC, they have existed with all roads. Even probably before other people migrated to Liberia.
So there shouldn't be roads there again. So because there weren't roads there in the past, so there shouldn't be roads there.
No, now I'm saying. So the government now want to open roads into the community, right? They want to go into the community in that area to open road. I'm saying the government should compensate the people. I'm saying the government should resettle them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Because what are Liberians? You talk about 10,000 persons. That's my argument.
Thank you. But Saba, government pays people off. When government is relocating people, government pays people off when those properties they occupy or the lands they are occupying are their private properties.
Let me correct you, Saba.
Go ahead.
Let me correct this, man. We're not here for a debate. Let me give an example.
No, I'm asking you a question. That's not debate. I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, you ask a question, but let me tell you this. There are people who have legitimate claims, also they have deeds.
Okay.
On those areas. Legitimate claims, they have deeds. I'm not discussing squatters. I'm discussing people who have legitimate deeds.
Okay,
on those
sir.
areas. The next thing I'm telling you here, and I want you to know, that whenever government is building major roads, especially with properties along the road, the government pay for that. RIA road. the road, RIA, all the properties along that road where the government are going to demolish the pay. Even Kalano, they negotiated with Kalano, but Kalano said 3 million or 5 million. The government said we don't have the money, so we'll die right. But all the people along that, they pay them. The road leading from Red Light to Ganta along the road, they pay people. And so, the senior journalists say, I should know that. So what is strange about paying people to open that place? So you just want the government doing rainy season to just go flush its citizen, that kind of insensitive nature? People have these. Some people have these as far as the 50s and the 60s. I know about that. I know that very well. I can tell you about, for example,
let's take another question, Representative Gray.
So,
Edwin,
Honorable Gray, quickly, just to piggyback on what Mr. George asked you earlier about this 50,000. And my question is that I know Eric very well, as you know him as a friend. Do you? Because I think this is the second time that Eric name have surfaced in this whole land issue within the Seitan, the Jalatan belt. Do you think Eric is actually doing this for himself, or he fronting for somebody? Because if you talk about $50,000, the public will want to know, where did the money come from? Did it come from Eric Nangbe? Because the reason I ask this, from the time that the first era was demolished around where the old Echo Bank were, up to today's date, nothing has happened on that land. It's just been in an enclosure. Now people have been displaced. They have to go find other place to go. Again, another huge portion of properties have been damaged again. Are we going to see that land just abandoned and just sitting there also? What do you think? What is the intent behind this whole thing?
Like I said, family, I did not accuse Eric. Okay, I've never accused Eric. You know,
no. I'm not saying whether you accuse him or not. I'm saying, do you think that this is him, or
I didn't wanted to make that clear, and I will not be quick to talk on the subject matter. There can be further investigation by investigative journalists. We got two good ones here that I know have sat under their voices to investigate. But what I do know, I didn't say Eric. I know Prince received extra amount of money. I know about that for sure, and I can speak to that. Okay, and to bring peanuts to the people, Eric not announced that he provided the $3.5 million to Prince. Prince did not say the source of the funding. I think Eric got annoyed for the fact that he provided some money. Imagine if our representative Eric gave me some money to give to the people, and that disaster and that kind of a shame and embarrassment comes upon him, where everybody just crying on Eric's name, everybody just crying on his name all over the area. In fact, I will publicly advise Eric, under that condition, to interact with the people and talk to the people and reach out to them himself. Okay? Because on that third-party situation, they could go and honor declare. Okay? Himself, or he should have called the community leaders and some community people, because that's what we did in the past. Okay? But I can say this for sure, that with the action of the people jeering at the law or disagreeing with his people, that means they feel neglected. Whether you like it or not, most of the people are homeless, they feel neglected, they feel abandoned by that lawmaker. It's very clear, it's not an argument. I'm not saying it. They've said it. They've resisted him today as chairman on claim and petition. He has a portfolio, I think, as co-chairman on the committee on executive or member on the committee on executive that proximity to the presidency. 72 hours, the government has now responded. You could have known the President Boyka or Vice President Jeremiah Kun or the speaker and read a communication on the floor. If I were there, I would read a communication on the legislative floor. That's what I would do. Appealing for my people for some intervention, for some shelter, for some compensation. The government can do that. There are miscellaneous in the budget on different areas that the foreign ministry can do some transfer. He has that legislative authority to do some transfer. Yes, the government can do that. When these disasters occur, the government can do that. I can do that.
Okay, so my follow-up questions to the other new stuff that just came up with the rules that they want to put on the other side. As a former lawmaker, what do you intend to do? Because as you said, the people have deeds and claim to some of those properties, because under the law, you have the right to file a writ of prohibition before the Supreme Court to stop the Ministry of Public Works from demolishing the poor building without being compensated. Are you, as a former lawmaker and also as a leader of that district, looking towards that? If you cannot have any compromise with the Ministry of Public Works before we come, again and create another situation like it is now in the Jalatan Bell?
This would be disastrous than the Satan community.
Satan, yeah.
We're talking about long stretch from slavery along the river bank all the way to 12th Street almost. That's what we're discussing here. Imagine that. I believe first and foremost that the people must go and petition the necessary functionaries of government. That should be the first approach. Gotta get together, go to the executive mansion, go to the Liberian Senate or the House of Representatives, go to the Public Works Ministry. The Constitution provides for the citizens to petition their government or functionaries of government. That should be the first step. If the government does not listen, then you can go to court on the issue of prohibition, on the issue of other claims, you understand, on the basis of bail or information and all of those things. They can sue the government, they can take necessary action. I think that should be the second component. So they should immediately now proceed and make a plea to the government. What's the government rushing about? What are they really rushing about? They're not paving the place. I'm not against development. As someone listen, oh, we got to develop. Let's start hiring on the development. The human interest is very important. Family. Who, for example, who are you going to govern? You develop the entire country, and people become zogos because they cannot go to school. People become jobless. They cannot buy food. You know what happened? Prostitution rate could increase. Crime rate could increase. When you dislodge people, let me tell you, even the breaking down of all of these shanty areas to say Zogo and whatsoever, you know what happening on the highways and other areas now? People have migrated. It's dangerous. Probably some of you people experience what I'm saying. So it's not just dislodging people, it's what the plan of action after you demolish the place. Where are you taking these people? What compensation? The president now is saying he will be submitting a supplementary budget, right? The lawmaker now can advocate in a supplementary budget for resettlement. Because in the state of the nation, the president said that. So they can petition the legislature. All of these people can go to the legislature, petition the legislature, the Public Works Ministry, and ask their lawmaker to put money in the budget for resettlement just in case the government decides to demolish the area for the purpose of development. That can be a solution, and that could be a perfect point. And you have a good lawmaker. If you have a good lawmaker who can stand on that legislative floor and make that case on behalf of people, that a lot of sympathy will be generated, especially
All right. Thank you, Representative Gray. You listeners and viewers, you're watching and listening to the Nighttime Heat rated on Prime FM 105.5. We want to share the live video so that your friends, your relatives, your loved ones can also follow on what's happening tonight. The Moses got the last question. Want to transition quickly?
Not really a last question. I just want the honorable to understand this. I want to take him back to eminent domain, which he talked about. This is where eminent domains become applicable, honorable. When the government decides to use private property, private land for national development, the overhead bridge, the construction of roads, erecting public structures. I mean, let's be honorable. Let's be reasonable too. I am not a supporter of the Buck administration. I'm not a fanatic of the administration. But honestly speaking, national development comes with a lot of challenges. So I'm sure people in the executive, I don't think they're going to make any decisions that will impact the lives of people without taking into consideration that, hey, these people have to be relocated. Samuel Doe did it. Other administrations did it. And I'm sure they're going to do likewise. But what I am troubled by is that for you to continuously blame someone who replaced you for saying that this person did not step up to the place, so the person takes 100% of the responsibility. I think you're being more political than actually being genuine. And this is more like trying to sell yourself for a comeback.
And the gentleman I agree with you.
Okay.
His cursing is giving one eye.
Let the man answer the question. Go ahead, Representative Gray, quickly.
Don't mind talk bad. I don't bring parties to journalism in studio tonight. Yeah. Now, as a genuine question,
The general. Go ahead, the general.
you support
I
the
just put
people
here lights.
who are defeated in the district. Where years. When Joseph Bogain go first stage here, so you wait. Hold on small. That answer the man. He raised an issue. You said that's a very fair concern and fair question. Okay. Or Sandy is very fair, a very fair concern. We're saying similar things, but in different manner. Let me tell you why. I'm saying we cannot challenge development. As a former statesman, at the hierarchical structure of national leadership of the country, not just ordinary at the legislature, chairman or executive, we cannot undermine development. But once our people are involved and will become victimized as the result of development, there must be a counter thesis to the thesis. The thesis is development. The counter thesis is also the welfare of the people. So I'm saying, how does the government address the welfare of the people? How does the government resettle these people? The people went to the Ministry of Public Works. I spoke to them today. I just came not too long before I came on the show. They said they went to the Ministry of Public Works and it was very clear that they have nothing to give to them or no money. So in 3 months, as of the time they started marking the place, which is today, after 3 months, they will break the places down. They don't have any money to give to them to resettle them. So you are saying the government should resettle them. I do agree with you on that phone line. I don't disagree with you on that phone line. I don't mind Benedict's stuff, but he just talk all kind of things as a partisan. I know I'm here tonight to handle the situation. I was great love to be in the heat. I've never time yet. And I hope that I will not bath your panelists with the heat itself. But thank you. No, but we're on the same. I'm saying to you, look, there's what I said in conclusion. I said the lawmaker should use his ingenuity. Now there's a supplementary budget coming. I don't have to come and tutor him. But now the plenary floor should be ready on behalf of your people. That's your job. When the supplementary budget comes in, stand up and say 10,000 persons going to be dislodged. The Ministry of Public Works said they don't have money, and the president is presenting a supplementary budget. I mean, the essence they have discovered in government. Okay, so can we allocate maybe $1 million for resettlement package for these people? You make a case with the executive as a member of the committee on executive even before the budget comes to the place. There's now a tutorial program that I've opened for the new lawmaker. No, it's just a matter of helping, or that's why you call political. Then pay me for my service, or Sandy, because I'm giving you a free tutorial tonight, and you know about that. There's a Carol's grade. That's how I talk. That's how I interact. And I'm in the heat.
Okay.
So, I need more fire. Okay. I need heat. I need hot water.
Okay. So you're listening to the Nighttime Heat tonight. The program is being streamed live on Prime FM 105.5, Prime FM Morovia 105.5, and also streaming live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's the Nighttime Heat, Facebook and YouTube channel. Tonight, our guest is Representative Akaros Moses Gray, former representative of District Number 8, where all the noise coming from regarding the demolition exercise. We'll have to transition very, very shortly to speak with Representative Gray on other issues. I know, he's a politician, but before we can transition, Representative Gray, the former president, your boss, former President George Manuel Weah and his wife, who understand, have stepped to the plate to intervene in the situation being faced by our homeless citizens. But there are concerns. There are individuals who think, some political pundits, who believe that the former president is only doing that for the purpose of seeking political capital and not on the basis of humanitarian ground. How do you respond to that?
The first thing I would now speak to whether the president and his wife will come in or whether they will not come in. I will not speak to that. I will not confirm where we are. I will answer what I want to answer. Anybody who want to help in this country, including Alexander Cummings, they will say that politics. Even Akaros Gray talking to Ned, they will say that politics. You know, I try my best not to even enter into the spot. Like yesterday, I just passed around to say hi to the people. I didn't, because some of them were protesting before they say, oh, I can't support the people in the street to protest. You know, I didn't want to get involved into that. I decided, but that's one of the reasons that I came on this program, to use my voice in the public sphere and not to go and be calling meetings with the people in Satan that the property got broken. I want to advise them the procedure to use and to go. The meeting that I'm calling has to do with the new demolition that the government wants to do on Friday, to ask the people and approach them and teach them what to do as one of the leaders of the district. So I will not speak to the issue of President Weah, nor his wife. He has a COS, Chief of Officer Land Union Nangwe. He will better speak to that. So I will not confirm, I will not deny, I'm not proof of the authority.
But let me do a follow-up question. Let's assume that the former president decided to intervene. Do you think it will be based on humanitarian ground, or is just basically to seek some political capital?
The first thing, President Weah is a humanitarian. Forget about politics. Outside of politics, he has done a lot for Liberia. Okay? But like I said, even if you support George, maybe the representative or somebody will feel nervous that you want their job. Okay? So there's nothing wrong. In fact, I'm not making a call to politicians or opposition. I'm making a call to national government after 72 hours now to intervene, to go there and provide shelter to the people, to provide food, clothing, and shelter, to give them something, to make sure that the kids are in school. That's what I'm saying. It's the constitutional right given to a government to ensure that the citizens go to school. It's the constitutional right given to a government under the doctrine of the social contract to take care of its citizens, to protect them. People could get sick. The government has to step in. So I'm not saying politicians step in. I'm saying, Mr. President, can you get in? Mr. Vice President, Mr. Speaker, Madam Pro Tem, can you people get in? There are corporate social responsibility by a lot of entities. NOCA has it, LTA has it, NASCO has it, Maritime has it, the National Port Authority has it, and other entities. The government can go and ask them to get involved through their corporate social responsibility. And I'm making a public appeal that the SOEs that have corporate social responsibility to get involved and help these people, they can do it. The money is there. They can do it. So you don't need politicians to come and help. You don't need other people to come and help to say humanitarian people, but let the government help. And I'm appealing to this government for the first time. Use your corporate social. I'm identifying resources in government that can help these people under the corporate social responsibility of these entities. And recently, Duple was to LU trying to raise $1 million for NPA. NPA has money for corporate social responsibility. NOCA, like I said, Maritime, like I said, NASCO also has that, and other entities that are named here. So they can take 200,000 each, or they could take 100,000. Maybe they get 500,000 to give to the people for resettlement. They can do it. They can look into that. So it's an open secret. I know about that very well. So I can.
Okay. Can I ask a question, sir?
Okay. Yes, quickly.
Okay. So, the general.
Yeah.
My next question is: you said you are planning to have a meeting with the residents of Jalatown or Slipway whose homes the government has marked for subsequent demolition. Why not meet with the government people first, the Public Works Ministry, to get the details of what exactly they want to do, what's in it for the people who occupy they're planning to, they've marked for demolition, and meeting with the people that are to be affected first, and not start your negotiation with the government itself or with the Ministry of Public Works. So because I'm asking a question because it will sound like Akara Grace wants to meet with the people to incite them against the government, to politicize the whole situation. So why not start with your negotiation? You're talking with the Ministry of Public Works before the people who are expected to be affected.
The first thing is that we'll invite you to the meeting to know whether we're inciting people. It will be open to the media. Okay, so you know whether we want to incite people. I told you exactly what we do. I don't say things that I don't do. I say I will try to educate the people on their rights. You talk about some of those rights. Sandy spoke about some of those rights that the people have. Those who have legitimate deeds, for example, they can make a case. The petition the government sent, they have met. The Ministry of Public Works, they said they don't have money for resettlement, but they're going to break the places down. They can make a case in the supplementary budget. They can. The job of the people is to petition functionaries of government. I don't have to go as an individual. They went, the government people and I, we don't cross the same rule or the same path. It's an open secret. Gideons would think that Gray coming to me when he announced it, Gray will say he want to take credit, or maybe going to the president will say, or going to, no, the people can go there themselves. These are the people who voted for them, that the best people to go and make the appeal, right? My duty is just to lead them through the process. I don't have to go with them there. They can go outside peacefully, organize themselves.
Thank you, Representative Gray. Thank you for answering the question. Let's try to transition quickly, and let me kick the ball rolling quickly, because we have to, time is not in our interest. So let's try to transition quickly. Representative Gray, you've been a staunch member, of the former ruling coalition for democratic change, the CDC. We are in 2026, just 3 more months, or two more years from now. We should be going out to the poll to elect either a new president or to retain. But let me ask you this question, and I want your genuine answer. The current administration, if you will agree with me, either you attest or not, seems to be making some airwaves in terms of delivering on its promises. We understand that some basic social services, like fuel, rice, and the country's staple food, and other commodities prices have gone down. The government is making strides with the issue of electricity, trying to build roads, the issue of energy, so as to address the bread and butter issue. Government making demonstrable strides, and we can see that clearly on the walls. With that, Representative Gray, what do you think could be the future of the CDC in 2029?
You speak like the Minister of Finance, Planning and Development.
You see that? Yeah. You try to link me to the Minister of Finance, Planning and Development. I just draw a picture.
No, you are speaking.
I'm Representative Gray. I just drew a picture of things that that are true and correct.
But then let me respond. Are you speaking that President Boyka, who says 70,000 jobs are being created? There's a harsh reality. How many persons have jobs to buy? There's a harsh reality on the pavements of the Republic of Liberia. That media institutions have gone on the pavement and interviewed the people. The voices of the people contradict all of what you have said. I put a public challenge to the government. In 2 years, this government has not initiated a single clinic or hospital where the government has self-initiated and concluded in 2 years on the healthcare delivery system of our country. Health workers are protesting today vehemently. 7 of the counties that cannot be surgery performed are gone to 9. I also put up a challenge to the administration. In 2 years, show me a single school that you initiated.
Representative Gray, let me bring you back specifically to the question that I asked you.
You're talking about mass development of the government.
I'm coming. Please, we are protecting you and respecting you. I asked you a specific question about specific commodities. I didn't talk about clinics.
Let's go to the commodities.
The process of some basic social services that have gone down now. That's the question I'm asking you. I don't talk.
Let me respond there, because you don't want to go on the other side, because those are the negativities.
No, but I'm not talking about the other side.
We'll go there. You don't want to go there. I will handle it for you. I will handle the school situation, because our kids have to go to school. No kids should be on the street.
Except you are asked, I'm coming. Except you are asked a question on that.
No. Let me come to that.
All right, answer my question. Then we'll talk about.
If you want to answer for me,
no, I'm saying answer my question. I'm just answering the question I asked.
Yeah, if you want to answer. But let's look at our transportation fare reduce in Texas. You said petroleum product price reduce, but transportation fare. I'm up for Bella Boy and pepper. You been to the market before? Do you buy okra? Do you buy Bella Boy pepper and chicken soup? Do you listen to the market people who are telling you we used to spend $1,000 way at time, but now we're spending $2,000 for this, for a bag of pepper, for a bag of Bella Boy? Do you know about the GST?
When did they say that?
When did it? Oh, but that's what you don't follow.
No, I don't have. No, the thing is, I don't have records of what you're talking about.
All the local news.
And Representative Gray, I will not want to.
Okay, let me respond.
The fast check people listening.
No, yeah. Let me say this to you, Sobo. The local news are like, okay, ranging from DTV, DN News, Phone TV, etc. who have been in the market areas. I can send you a video, many videos tomorrow. The marketers are complaining that things are difficult, things are hard, people are not buying. They make comparative analysis to the Weah-led administration and the Joseph Boakai-led administration. The majority of the people would say that Weah time prices were down unlike Joseph Boakai time. So that defeats the purpose of the argument. Theory is different from being pragmatic. When you're being theoretical, it's different from being pragmatic.
So you don't agree? I'm coming. So Representative Gray. So you don't agree that the price of rice, of a bag of rice, the price of fuel, gasoline, you don't agree that they are down? The prices of those commodities are down? Are you not in agreement?
Let me tell you where I disagree. What is U.S. rate?
No, we are not talking about the rate here, Representative Gray. You got a veto. No, Representative Gray. I want us to be honest. You got to be.
I disagree, but let me tell you what I disagree.
Oh,
so I disagree. It's not about being honest. I'm honest more than you. So I'm honest.
Go ahead and tell us.
Because you don't go in the market, you are not follow this. I want this show. In fact, I challenge this show with the caliber of journalists on the show to interview the people in Raleigh market, Jogata market, Red Light market, and other areas to go live tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I want to challenge you and ask them about the comparative analysis to Weah-led administration and now. The U.S. rate is up. So if they sell a bag of rice, for example, $15, and you go to buy it, maybe you will be buying it at $16, $17. If you have like $100 because of the U.S. rate. So nothing has actually changed. The only thing that has changed in this country is the luxury around the presidency.
Okay, granted. So nothing. I'm coming. You said nothing has changed.
About change. The only thing that has changed are the lifestyle of the people, including the president.
You said nothing has changed. Then I asked you about the future of your political institution, the CDC.
Okay, the future of the CDC. That's the next question. The CDC is going to win the election 2029 in the first round of the election. Absolute majority. We're not going to a runoff election. The anger of the LeBron people against this administration, if you just listen to them speaking, okay, I follow a lot of online interviews in the street and on the pavement. As a politician and a student of political science, I make technical calculation on the business. Now, let me tell you, I won the CDC in 2020 after the election when we only won 3 legislative seats. 15 seats, 3 in the senatorial race. The first time that was the law won, I won the CDC. I said, when you see these motorcyclists, these pimping boys and other people running behind, these were our voters. How can they shift in this direction? We should take you from that. I didn't want the CDC about PR, public relations. We did a lot of things, but we didn't sell. Okay? These things to the public, that now we're narrating our own stories, that I'm here tonight narrating my own stories to go on every radio station. But I'm saying to you that this government, with the action against the motorcyclists, for example, the action against the pimping riders, for example, they are protesting, they are disgusted. They're not reporting the same amount of money that should have reported. The way they went government, the way they campaign for the administration, the way people walk in people's water to come and make mockery of them, that 70,000 jobs created, it's big mockery where people are cracking racks on our
Okay, so all right, so you made your statement, and let's try to ask. Before then, let me announce that we'll have Deputy Information Minister Daniel Sando tomorrow as our guest on.
Yeah, let me say this to you.
Come in. Gray, you spoke already. Please, Representative Gray, you spoke already.
Less than 30 seconds.
Go ahead.
Once Akara's Gray appear on the program, the government get on the intellectual run. Tomorrow will be on another program by 10:30. They fear Akara's Gray. They didn't want to come here. When Akara speak, the government will run. I can tell you that the people's will go out tonight.
Thank you. You're listening to the Nighttime Heat and watching the Nighttime Heat. You can share the show, share the live video so that others can follow also. Yeah, Dave, you got a question?
Is Daniel Sando coming because Akara's on the show tonight?
No.
I mean,
But I want to come in.
I know. Akara, you don't make the kind of statements.
Can you ask your question? Yeah.
Akara Moses Gray. I mean, I can enjoy you, but this is the thing that okay. Okay. Nothing has
changed.
Got
10 minutes.
You said nothing has changed. Are you sure that nothing has changed? Nothing positive has changed so far. I'm not saying you praise the government, but realistically speaking, has the government not done anything since it came to power for the past 2 years?
I've not seen any new hospital initiated by the government. I've not seen any school constructed or initiated by the government. All of the things is just a matter of continuity that the government is on. I've not seen a paved road concluded by the government, started and concluded, just a one-mile road that is started with all citizens negotiating and they concluded. I've not seen that. So the government made a lot of promises that the first 3 months case will not be setting on the street of Monrovia. They made a commitment to the people. They made a commitment that they would take on jobs and fight jobs. Up to now, the commitment the president made in terms of submitting a legislation to go after the traffic costs, the legislation is not yet submitted. They made a commitment on war crimes code, for example, and economic crimes code. Prince Johnson died, the code died along with him. We've not seen that. They made a commitment to have a fast-track code to fight corruption, a criminal code to fight corruption. The bill is not yet submitted by the president. He has defaulted on that. We can go on and on and on and on. I've seen nothing from the government. All I've seen from the government that has changed is the left side of the president.
You made a comment. Yeah, you got 10 minutes. 9 minutes ago.
Well, for
9
me,
minutes ago, please.
Basically, I have no questions to ask. But the thing is that all of us on this station don't expect for Honorable Akara's Gray to say he's seen any positive of the government because he's an opposition. Yeah, and basically, even if even if this government have done everything good,
that's different. When you're being an opposition doesn't mean you can't see reality.
You want to come to power, so you're not going to be there to praise your opponent. So that's the thing. Because today,
we should have honest opposition.
Today,
if I know that
today we sit here, right?
Somebody's great honest.
Slower. You can drive from here to the southeast in the day. All right. Those are issues that I think we need to applaud the government for. Like you said, during the years back, a bag of rice was being sold in Monrovia for $3,000, but in the southeast it was $7,000. The price of gasoline was different in Monrovia compared that to the southeast. So these are things that happen now. He talks about the issue of the government starting in a new hospital. As we speak, there's a 100-bedroom hospital project that has kicked up in Kakata and other areas. So, like I said, right, he's in the opposition. He wants for his party to come back to power. So you're not going to expect him to say that.
Okay, come on. Let's hear from you, Moses. We got 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, but look, I would just like to sum it like this. And Honorable, maybe in just 30 seconds, I want you to do a very honest, comparative analysis of today's Liberia and the Liberia of Mr. Weah in 2017, 2018, 2019. Do for us a comparative analysis of Bouakai administration, 2024, 2026. let's look at the two administration in 2 years, in 30 seconds. What difference do you see? And I want you to be honest. People are listening to you tonight.
Yeah, when you say 30 seconds, you want to be unfair. The question is,
Okay, no. Step up, please give the honorable 1 minute because we are pressed to time. Do the analysis for us. 2018, 2019. I mean, 2018, 2020, 2024, 2026. In 1 minute time, do the comparative analysis for us.
In 2 years, we have constructed the 14 military hospital.
Okay.
In the first 9 months, we have declared free education in all public high schools and free tuition in all public universities and colleges, and digitized the University of Liberia. In 2 years, we came up with harmonization, equal work for equal pay. We did not explain that properly to the Liberian people, and were hit by a devastating COVID situation in 2 years. The Metastate agreement that they have today, we rejected it. The SIN agreement, we rejected that agreement. In 2 years, the Freedom of Information Act, the Abdullah Kamara Act, we have passed it. In 2 years, we have been able to pass the Land Right Act and the Local Governance Act. In 2 years, we've been able to pass that. That's so many things that will not be able to catalog because you only gave me 1 minute tonight. But in 2 years, show me how many legislation that this government has passed.
No, I want you, my question to you was, I said, be honest. I want you, as the honorable, to do the comparative analysis. This is what we accomplished, and this is what the Bawka administration has accomplished. I want you to say that honestly. Within 2 years, what has the Bawka administration accomplished? Do that for us.
Let me tell you what Bawka has accomplished in 2 years. In 2 years, Bawka had thwarted the rule of law. The Supreme Court had taken a decision for the majority, against the majority. He said, "I will not deal with you, Mr. Speaker. I will violate the entire decision of the Supreme Court." He did that. Clear cut, no argument. In 2 years, President Bawka bought Lexus vehicles being bulletproof to put in a convoy with 15 new cars. In 2 years, he expanded his basilica. In 2 years, President Bawka illegally took $10 million to build a private property in Lofa County. That 10 million could be for the welfare of the Liberian people and in the direction of the Liberian people. In 2 years, the government have broken more properties than any administration and plunged the country into abject poverty and mass suffering. In 2 years, unlike the CDC-led administration, what do we want to talk about? In 2 years, the country was more united under the CDC than today. The country is heavily divided on the Unity Party, not just on party line, but on stratification line. The country is heavily divided. In 2 years, President Bawka has massively, through a totalitarian system, marched on the opposition and been selective in terms of the fight against corruption.
You got 3 minutes.
Selective justice.
3 minutes to go. Representative Gray.
In 2 years, the loss of the country, the number of persons that have died in 2 years, if I catalog to you, mysteriously, without explanation to the people of Liberia, without any judgment. In fact, gayism, what we call gayism, is a major component of the national security apparatus of the country. Big accusations. The government is yet to investigate that subject matter. People are being displaced in 2 years under this administration. They are crying. People, over 5,000 persons, they took the jobs away from them. When the CDC came to power, the 3,000 health workers that never had a job, we put them on payroll along with the teachers in 2 years. So this government has dismantly performed. The ordinary masses on the sidewalk of the Republic of Liberia are crying for redemption.
Okay.
Rescue is different from redeeming. Jesus Christ came to redeem. Other people came to rescue. So the rescue has to be redeemed, and that redemption force is the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change come 2029.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Gray. Thank you, Mr. Gray. We really appreciate it.
Is not possible in 2 years.
Mr. Gray,
in 2 years, for example, in 2 years, NPA provided $5 million to the budget. In 2 years, the NPA have provided close to $30 million to the budget. And they are defaulted on their commitment to the national budget of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, so thank you, Mr.
Yes.
Grace. Thank you. Governor, 2 minutes. We have to go. Thank you for taking time off your busy schedule to appear on the nighttime heat. I'm sure you were able to do justice to reasons for which you came. I hope to have you again on the program. Thank you very much, and we can let you go now, and the panelists will continue with the program. Yes, quickly in just a minute.
No, look at it. No, what it means.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have.
Anyway, Sobo, I really appreciate the level of professionalism from your panelists. I must concede to that. Okay, and we may not agree on everything I've said. We have our own disagreement and our agreements on some of the issues. I think that's how we should keep it. I hope I will have the opportunity. But again, Akaras Gray is the medication for the Unity Party. Tonight I appear, tomorrow they will run here. If I go to another radio station, they will run there again. If you open the line today, you hear the Unity Party people crying Akaras Gray. There's the kind of a massive intellectual destruction we have brought upon the Unity Party. Okay. And we shall ensure that the CDC will narrate our own stories, and those stories will not be narrated by other narrators. No, because there will be biases, there will be prejudice. So we narrate our own story and go from radio station to radio station, from community to community. I want to say thank you very much. I appreciate everything from you, Sobo. Sandy, Moses Sandy, thank you very much. I've heard of you a lot. You're very professional. My own man, I want to say thank you very much, Prince. I respect you, I salute you. And even Benedictus, we usually fight from Radio Veritas to Public FM. Don't mind, it's on NASDAQ. So, but I want to challenge this station. I want to challenge this program to take the microphone in the markets and ask the people about the situation in the country.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. We have to go. We have to go, Representative Gray. You spoke on already. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you very much. This is the Night I Meet, rated on Prime FM 105.5. Also, we are on live, streaming live on our Facebook page and streaming live on our YouTube channel. I wanted to share the show. Still here as panelists of the Nighttime Heat. Like we said, we are going for a week now, so we'll be here tomorrow again. Let's try to listen to the introductory statement made by the Minister of Finance yesterday when he appeared on some local stations about the economy when you rap on the economy. Let's listen to it quickly and do our own analysis.
For being here is to we have a conversation. The president delivered his annual message last Monday, and it encapsulated a whole lot of things, including the state of the economy. Being the lead ministry on the economy, I needed to give you some information to drill deeper, clarify some perspectives. So I'm here to say this, that think about our journey. I would liken our journey to be like the journey from Raylight to Banga. In a 6-year tenure of the regime, this is the journey. When we developed the development plan, the national development plan called the Arrest Agenda for Inclusive Development, we launched the development plan last year, January 15 in Buchanan. So it's a 5-year development plan that ends in 2029. We have targets that we've set. Targets in many sectors, many areas. We even have targets in the water sector, telecom, energy. I see Big Brother Samuel Nangwe, aviation, and what have you. And we went across the 15 counties. We interviewed our people, consulted, and we developed the county development agendas, 15 development agendas for each of the counties. And we have some big goals as a country. The grand design, the grand goal is, now Liberia is a low income country. The grand goal of the AID is that in 5 years, to take Liberia from this state where the GDP per capita is about $850 per person, GDP per capita, to take it to a lower middle income status, meaning not less than $1,050 in 5 years. That is the goal. And we have many other targets. We're talking about reducing multi-dimensional poverty from 45% to 36% in 5 years. In terms of power, our power ambition is aligned with the National Energy Compact that Liberia is ceded to. We are part of the Mission 300, an initiative launched by the African Development Bank and the World Bank. And our grand ambition, same as here, is to take energy access. By the time last year when we started, was around 33%, but to take it to nothing less than 75% in 5 years. I'm told now is about almost 40% already based on what we did last year. So we have ambitions, we have targets. So we've gone 2 years already in the regime, which is actually 1 year of the 5 years. So the journey from take the 2029 as Banga and take the red light as January 15, 2025. It's 5-year development agenda. And think that we take roughly that by this time, we're expected to be like in Kakata, right? In Kakata of this journey, the 5-year journey. This is just a rough estimation. And we are now like at Konola. You guys that know that road, you know where Konola is. So what this means is that we've made progress. We've made progress, but we have not reached our destination yet. So what the president actually was reporting on was the progress we've made over the year. And one of the main things we did, one of the things people track is economic growth. Last year, economic growth, where it was predicted that we would have grown just by 4.6%. We outperformed the estimates. We grew by 5.1%. Our growth projection was validated even by the IMF. We started the year was a rocket year. We started on a rocket note. Inflation started to go up. I think it's at one point went above single digits. By year end, based on what we did to recalibrate, the economic actors, the central bank that is taking care of the monetary side, we on the fiscal front, the president, the vice president, and everything we did as a government, some of you, and our investment in roads and everything, the net effect is that inflation started tapering down to the extent that by year end, by end of December, inflation reached a 20-year low of 4%. 4%, explained by some of the things we've done. Our investment in roads, explains, is one of the main explanatory variable. To be a little technical, I can see some technical guys here. For that. And in a lot of ways, like the central bank itself, the reserve, our international reserve increased by more than 101 billion United States dollars. And the central bank itself now has registered 2 consecutive years of surpluses. We can't talk about central bank's profit. They don't make profit in a typical sense. So we call it surpluses, 2 consecutive years, and this hasn't happened in many years. Domestic revenue. Last year, we registered, we collected domestic revenue in the tune of 847.7 million. That was the highest amount
Okay, so gentlemen, that was the Minister of Finance and Development Planning. Yesterday he appeared, and of course, his mission was to go over what the president had reported, and also in a more detailed fashion. We listened to what the minister has just said. Let me hear from you, Edwin. Everything when the minister started off is talk about a 5-year development plan, and he said they've made a progress from where they've come. What is your take, especially with some of the things that he listed? What is your take?
I think I would take it back from the last question that Moses asked on Akaris Gray. You know, doing the comparison analysis between the two regimes in the 2 years.
First 2 years.
Yeah, the first 2 years. And I think the minister was quite right. There are progress been made in many areas. He talked about the issue of the central bank as it is now with the reserves. He talks about the issue of the economy. He talks about the issue of the energy sector. He even went further to even say, look, looking at what we have put in place, quote unquote, the energy compact, because there was a meeting here, I think a year ago in Tanzania of all the countries, and they made commitment that by 2030, you should have about 70% of your population connected to the national grid. So he talks about, yes, it's almost about 40%, but there's more to be done. And based on that more to be done, that bulk of the money that's going to come from the MCC will be allocated towards that segment of the economy, because energy or electricity itself gives drive to growth. And then once you have sufficient electricity, you also give rise to people coming to open factories and other stuff. He talks about the issue of roads. We see that, you know, going on around water is, you know, the Bourgeois Island end, water is in the southeast, water is in Grand Cape County and other areas. And these are things that contribute to growth. So I think within the 2 years, I think the government have made significant strides in order to be able to meet whatever arrest agenda that has been set. He talks about the agenda itself and how they segment it into different counties' own agenda and how they're working towards it. I think he was actually fair to the discourse, and we can see it. We who live in Monrovia, we who have been here for the past 6 years, and then what we've seen now, I think we are on the right trajectory.
Okay, let me go to you, Moses. Not that way this time around. Moses, let us hear from you. You listened to the Minister of Finance trying to go over what the president said, but in a more explicit and expanded fashion. Let's hear from you. What did you gather from the minister? Your takeaway.
I mean, Edwin almost summarized everything that I intended to say. The growth in the economy and the projection that the current GDP, which is 850, he said the plan is that in the next 5 years, they should be able to elevate that to 1,600, you know, per person. That's very, very important to see, you know, the GDP, you know, being elevated to that level. In terms of the restoration of power to the country, even though he didn't say it when we played this video, but when I did listen to him yesterday in detail, he made a full disclosure that what the president with his team, what they have decided, and even this has been supported by the MCC, that whatever that will be given will be used exclusively for the expansion of electricity in Liberia. That's what the president has agreed to do to make sure that electricity services in the country, are improved. And I think that's a plus. But there is something that really stood out to me. The minister spoke about surpluses in the last 2 years, recorded by the central bank or the national bank. In fact, the central bank, that's how you call it, right? Recorded recorded by the Central Bank of Liberia. Now we are recording surpluses, but how do you boast of surpluses? For every project you initiate in the country, you are telling Liberians the Chinese will do this, the Americans will do this, the Japanese will do that. Doesn't that contradict what the minister said? How do I boast of surpluses? But for every time I will have to call Edwin, I said, man, the kids don't have food. I will call you, Sober. I said, man, I need money for gas. I call Prince. My man, I just want you to give me something. I will pay you back in the next 2 days. How do you reconcile that statement? Let me leave it with you guys on that. Maybe somebody will help me out. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dave, let's hear from you.
Yeah, and I will go in that same direction. You boast of surpluses, you boast of the growth in the GDP. Look, it sounds very impressive. The government achievements, most especially in areas of roads, the economy is now making significant progress from what I heard from the Minister of Finance. So that sounds very good. But when you're not seeing the impact, no matter all these things are on the paper, you're reading them. But once the people are not feeling the trickle-down effect of these achievements, I mean, as far as they're concerned, there's nothing, even though somebody will say it takes time. It takes time to start trickling down to the ordinary people. But the minister really sounded impressive. And yes, we are here. We're seeing some of the progress the government making, but until these progress or these achievements begin to, reflect on the lives of the people, trickle down to the ordinary people, then, and we can know that yes, of course, the government is doing something. But saying this is one thing, but becoming a reality is another thing.
Okay, let's hear from you, Prince Crippler. What's your takeaway?
So I listened to the minister. Basically, what is very important for us to note here is that the fact that the minister said the government started on a racket front. I disagree with the minister because the Boyka administration inherited a positive economic outlook from the Weah administration. So, but you remember, I know Debe and the rest of the other team members, including Moses, we agree with me that when the previous government came into being, the international reserve was far lower compared to what they left for the Unity Party administration, over 200 million plus international reserve. That's what they left with the government. So they cannot say that the finance minister cannot say they started on a rocket note. They did not start on a rocket note. They made a very sound fiscal environment. When the past government came into being, the CDC administration, the growth rate of our economy was projected to be going downward trend. But when the Weah administration was leaving, the growth rate was progressing. So that's not a rocket note, right?
Okay.
That's not a rocket note. So the finance minister cannot be claiming that they started on a rocket note.
Okay, so
the last point is that all of these games that we are talking about, economic growth and what have you, like the rest of the other coolies have said, this is not the reason why CDC was booted out. CDC was booted out simply because impact on the ordinary people was not being fair of all of the work that was doing. There were massive road work ongoing. The economy was improving. I mean, domestic revenue generation was far uptaking, but the impact on the ordinary people were not being felt. And we see the scene today. All in the market, people are complaining. People are crying that there's no money.
Okay, so let me hold you there and hear from Edwin quickly. Edwin, do you shrink along that with Prince?
No, I absolutely don't. And the issue is that, like we keep saying, we see the realities. Yes, in other words, that there are some difficulties, and it's happening everywhere in the world. You will see these challenges, you see the back and forth. But I think economic-wise, the government is thriving. You know, we're not there yet. We're having some challenges. Like Moses said, now, what we need to start doing is that if these surpluses actually exist, we should be able to reinvent and put these surpluses back into the sectors that will be able to create jobs for our people, that will be able to build our own roads, rather than us waiting for the donors, the China, the Japan, and other people also. But give and take, I think the government has done quite significantly well based on the economic outlook, you know, and then based on that he talks about the bread and butter issue. Yes, there are challenges, but there's no government that will come that will be able to solve the bread and butter issues 100%. Because if you want to solve the bread and butter issue 100%, first of all, you have to start by building people's skills so that they're able
Then
to.
why do we remove the previous government?
So they have to get up in the morning to be able to go to work. They have to be able to fend for themselves. There's nowhere in the world where the government wake up in the morning and people stand in line and just divide money on them or give them back or rice. It is not even happening in the most advanced country in the world. You have to build the people's skills. And that's what the previous government were not able to do. President Sirleaf alluded to that she was not able to put bulk of the young people to work. The vice president of this country has also said that is a challenge for the government. However, I think some strides are being made. And we who are Liberian citizens, we also need to encourage our brothers and sisters to be able to do something with their hand, because the government will not be able to provide the bread and butter issue by you sit into your house and wait. At the end of the month, the government say, oh, you know, bring your send your mobile money number, and then we send money to everybody. We are not there yet.
Okay, gentlemen, I think
and so please, give me 30 seconds. Yeah, I just want to make a clarification quickly, so please. Prince made a comparison here, and I think what he said is a little bit incorrect. He did say that the Bawka administration inherited a very stable, economy. That's incorrect. Comparatively, when the We administration came to the leadership of Liberia in the reserve of the country, the Sirleaf administration left $150 million US. When the Bawka administration came, President Weah reported to the world that they left for the Bawka administration, that the administration inherited $40 million US.
No, it's incorrect.
Let me complete. Yeah, Prince. Let me complete, my brother. When I finish the talk. So, as I was saying, Mr. Weah said they left $40 million. That was disputed.
That's in the consolidated.
Prince, my man, we talk one at a time. I will give you the opportunity. The Bawka administration disputed that. Bawka administration said they inherited less than $20 million US. Edwin is in Monrovia. Sober George is in Monrovia. All of you guys are everything. Everything we're talking about is in the public domain. This is not my creation. This is not my creation. Mr. Weah has never come to say what the Bawka administration reported is incorrect. No. I don't know where you're getting your $240 million from. That's absolutely falsehood.
And the
I
poor is
clarify?
such a thing, Moses. The poor is such a
All right,
$80
so,
million plus.
gentlemen, we have to go. Tom has caught up with us, gentlemen. We have to go. We can't go beyond the time that we paid for. We have to go. Tomorrow, like we said, we'll have the deputy minister.
You are allowed. I mean, the misinformation.
Crippler. This debate will continue up to tomorrow. We got a couple of videos, to play.
And I will not be on tomorrow.
We got videos to play from the Minister of Finance. I mean, we got a couple of things to talk about regarding the economy. So we'll continue with that tomorrow. We can continue with the debate. That will have to continue. So we'll have Deputy Information Minister Daniel Santos on the program for an hour, 30 minutes. We'll talk until after he has left, then we can do our own analysis. So let me thank all of you for the show tonight. I think it was quite splendid. Let me thank the producers as well. Until then, have a splendid night, a restful night, those listening and those watching as well. Sobo George is my name. Have a pleasant time.